Turn me up. That's gonna be the caption of this.
Turn me up. It's gonna, yeah, it's gonna be my. I'm gonna make the title of this podcast. Turn me up with Aliyah.
Oh, absolutely! Can you please do that?
Turn me up.
See, that's gonna make sense when people see this. Why she say "turn me up" and then boom, turn me up.
In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Joe's Funland. I'm your host, Joe Ho, and today I'm joined with a very special guest. I actually have no intro for her because...
I'm sorry.
Because I genuinely don't have any words to describe you. Not one single word will suffice. You have a lot of personality. You're a lot. So today we're joined with my friend Aliyah. Turn me up.
Turn me up.
So when I was like coming up with the questions and like thinking about this, like usually I'll do an intro for all my guests, but I was like, what do I say?
I left them speechless.
Like every time you talk, like every time I'm like, oh, what you been up to? What's good? You're always doing another thing, a new thing, 2 or 3 things at the same time.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't even know, like, I have no words. I have no words.
Speechless.
Okay, real question. How would you like describe yourself if someone like just met you and they're like, hey, I'm so-and-so. Who are you? What do you do?
Well, I'm Aliyah, but you can call me Amazon Goddess. And they'll be like, oh my gosh. I'm like, yeah, because it's tatted. Right?
Hey.
But I'll be saying like, I'm just an experience because you really don't know what you're going to get with me at all. Professionally or recklessly. But it's true. God. It's so head ass, but it's the realest thing I can say. Like my elevator speech.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. That I mean, that's from what I know of you so far, that's pretty accurate. I have no idea. Every time we talk or hang out or do anything, I was like, I have no idea what we're going to get into. But yeah, it's always fun, though.
Keep them on your toes.
It's always fun, though. I'll say that.
Yay.
I'll say that. But, dude, actually, one thing that you said I think it was like last week or something like that. You're like, my life is a sitcom show.
It is. Because I just be doing shit, so then shit just be happening to me.
It just happens. It just happens.
Yeah.
Do you have any, like, crazy stories? Or funny
like what
story?
type of crazy or funny? Because there's a lot.
Well, there was that one that you were on the floor playing a flute or whatever.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so back in college.
Tell me the backstory. I want to know.
So I was in college. I was on a cheer and dance team and a track team. After my sophomore year, me and some girls on mainly the cheer team, only 2 of us did track. We all got a house together. Okay. Because we were just tired of living on campus or living at home or commuting. So we were all a little bit of everything. And we decided to throw parties because we're party girls. So we're always going to other sports houses. And we're like, we're the first cheer house on campus. So we're like, we'll throw a party. We're lit. And we threw a 4th of July party. And when I tell you that party was bussing, we had to kick people out. But that party probably went to like 4 a.m. And people started coming at like 8 to like pregame. Probably house was crowded by like 10:30, 11. And no one started leaving till like 3, 4 o'clock. But I was gone. I'm in the comfort of my own house. I'm gonna laugh at the party. First of all, you in my house. I'm waiting until everyone leaves before I fall asleep. I don't care how drunk I am. So I'm also a flautist. I play the flute. And I keep it because it's like a hidden talent that no one knows. Because unless you grew up with me, you would not think I was a band geek at all. So I learned like, So yeah, I'm playing the flute since 5th grade. I forgot how old you would be when you're in 5th grade, but here I am, 30 years old, still can play the flute. Dang. But I used it for like pageants in college too. So when my friends that were in fraternities asked me to do a pageant, it was either doing a sign language like song or playing my flute. So at that party, I knew Mask Off because I just did a cover to it. So I'm lit. And I made mozzarella sticks that night. I have a video that says, my moz sticks are done. And I ate my moz sticks. And me and my friends at the time, listen, it's okay. It is a sitcom. So we were obsessed. Have you heard of Turkey Hill lemonade?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we had the biggest obsession for like 2 years over Turkey Hill lemonade. And that was we just thought it was funny because who names a lemonade brand Turkey Hill? But we just couldn't stop laughing about it because it was also hard to find because I went to school to Aurora University. So it's like this private school, but it's in the second largest city in Illinois. So we're like, no one ever knew about this. So we made it a thing. So at all of our parties, your chaser was turkey and lemonade. So I'm eating my Moss Sticks, eating my Moss Sticks, drinking my lemonade. And my roommate, she's a year older than me. And she goes, you should play your flute for everybody. I'm like, oh, girl, you right. I just learned mask off, grabbed it. But I was so drunk. I'm like, oh, I need to sit down. So I sat down on the floor at first. And I sat there and I'm like, ooh, I'm feeling dizzy. I was like, hold on real quick. And I lay down and I start playing it in there. So I was just playing mask off the whole time. My roommate recorded me and I was like, honestly, this is my vibe. I'm cool with it. So if I'm ever at a house party and I have my flute, I'm playing a cover.
It's lit.
Yep.
It's lit. Yeah, I remember you showed me that video with no context at all, by the way. I didn't know the backstory at all. All I saw was a clip of you on the floor with the flute. And I was like, what?
Because I feel like that's a great intro. Just like rip off the Band-Aid. And then if they want to know the story, because sometimes people don't even care about the story. They're just like, just get on with it. That's why I'm like, I want them to want to know this story. If not, they can just see me being extra. It's cool. So social media sees.
Have you always had like life of the party energy? Were you always like that?
Kinda. Like in college, I 100% was. After freshman year. Freshman year, I had some issues, but sophomore year to now, absolutely.
Dang.
I used to be shy until I joined band. So like up until 5th grade, I did not talk to nobody. Joined basketball team, did track, did volleyball for a little bit. And I was just like talking to people because you never know people's background. And I think I was just a Curious George type of child. So I was like, I'm just going to keep asking people questions, keep just socializing and running around and carried on to my lit life. So when I'm lit and I'm outside, I'd be telling my friends we're coming together and leaving together. But if I disappear, I'm just socializing. I'm going to leave with you guys. So, but yeah, I think it's because I want to know everything or like just see everybody and see like their vibe and why they're there. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. You. I feel like you do have that curiosity, like energy of you. Like every time we talk, you're always asking about something or like any kind of topics that we're on. You always like know a little bit of something about that. Like you just have that, and you're also like into fitness. You're also into like modeling, coaching and development. Like you do everything, right?
Pretty much.
What? Okay. Yeah. You were in band, like.
And color guard.
And color guard, and you ran track, and you played basketball.
I did a lot of things.
What can't you do?
Sing. I can't.
Oh, karaoke night.
Listen, karaoke singing I can do.
Karaoke night.
Yes. Not tonight, though. They can catch me another night.
That's right. I'll break out the Turkey Hill another night, and then we'll...
Yo, if you... I'm calling up the girls. I'm a girl. They got Turkey Hill. Oh,
question. How did you find out what you're good at? Or how did you discover like, oh, I can do this. I'm good at this.
Well, it really just depends. Like sports, I always wanted to be active because I didn't want to be fat. So I was like, let me try to see what I'm good at. And then I found I was good at basketball. Track too, but like basketball was like my main sport. And then with modeling, I had the curiosity when I was like younger watching America's Next Top Model with my grandma. And she was like, you can try to do stuff like that. And I was like, okay, sure. In high school, my freshman year of high school, one of my friends in marching band, his mom owned a photography business. So she was like picking a lot of spokesmodels. And he was like, you should model for my mom. And I was like, if my mama let me, I'm going to do it. And she did because she was friends with her. And I was like, all right, cool. So started dabbling in that. And it was actually pretty cool. Like I already watched it on TV and I was just like, okay, now I actually get to try it out. Only black girl too in that group. So I was just like, oh yeah, representing, popping off.
Okay.
But I started getting more curious. I started watching like more YouTube videos, researching different models. And I was like, ooh, okay. But they're always doing something new. They just weren't stagnant about anything. And I felt like that was my personality. I mean, it is. So I was like, okay. I feel like I can do this. I'm like, I have the frame of like a stereotypical model. So I'm like, I know I can do it. So then like the whole confidence thing came in and so I found I was good at it.
Yeah.
Didn't know I was good at teaching people until people started asking me questions. And I think because I'm pretty intelligent with my vocabulary, I was able to like start teaching people and I was like, okay, cool. I can do this. So
Yeah.
I just be trying shit. If I do it, it's just like, it's like when people say like closed mouths don't get fed. Like you don't know unless you try.
True. I was about to ask, like, if somebody were to come up to you and ask you, like, oh, I don't know what I'm good at. I don't know how to find out what I'm good at. What advice would you have for
Oh, what
someone
are you
like
interested
that?
in? Like, what do you do in your spare time? And stuff like that. Because then you can kind of recommend different things. Like one of my friends who had like questions about modeling, he was like, do you think I can model? I was like, well, did you even look up anything? He said, no. I'm like, okay, well, you like fitness clearly. Like, would you do anything related to like fitness? He was like, I mean, I guess so. Like, what are the benefits of it? I'm like, commercial modeling. If you don't know nothing, but you can take some pictures and work out, just do commercial modeling. You can make money because I know a lot of people, that's what they want to say. They were like, oh, I want to model. Like, how much does it pay? It's not all about the money, but if you really care about the money and you put that work in, just do commercial work. That's all you got to do.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. I like that you brought that up, though, because I feel like that's a good thing to kind of think about when you're like trying new things. It's not always about the money.
Yeah.
Right. Because like a lot of people, like I'm guilty of it too. I've done that too. Like I've jumped into things where I'm like, oh, but it pays well though. Like these things are going to pay good. And then I get into it. I'm like, actually, I hate this.
Yeah.
This sucks. I'm not having any fun. I mean, I might get paid a little bit, but it's not fun.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, I'll do this for like a little bit. I'm like, I'm out of here. This sucks. Yeah. But if you like try something and then you're like are naturally curious about it, you automatically want to learn more about it. Like,
Yeah, because it opens more doors and opportunities. Like, that's why I ended up doing so much. I'm like, okay, like I explored this interest, it worked. Explored another interest, it worked. How can I mesh both? And I just keep going. And then the ones that don't really work, I just drop it off.
do you ever get nervous or like scared making that jump into something that you've never done before?
I would say cautious. I wouldn't say I'm nervous because I'm gonna do it, whether I like it or not. Yeah, I would just say I'm cautious. I'm really never scared because I came up with the idea. I'm usually the first to say something. So, yeah, just cautious because I'm like, all right, what are the pros and cons? I always make a pros and cons list no matter what I'm doing. If it has more pros, I'm gonna do it. If it has more cons, I'm gonna see how aggressive the cons are. If I really have a strong interest in it, but if I don't have a strong interest, I'm just not gonna do it.
Yeah, because I feel like that's a big thing for a lot of people. Like, yeah, I'm a big advocate of you should try new things. You should try something different. But a lot of people are just scared to do that.
Chickens. Respectfully. Go what? Like, I do it with like models too, because I'm like, the worst thing that a designer or anybody can tell you is no. It's not the end of the world. It's like the next opportunity. Abbreviation of no. Next one.
Yeah. Nice. Nice. I see what you did there.
Yes. Yeah, because I mean, you just can't be sensitive. Because that's another, I'm a sensitive gangster, I would say. Like, I will cry over something that I take very personal, but like, I'm still going to do it. I'll do it with tears running down my face.
Okay. So I wanted to ask you too about the Amazon Goddess, right? That's your brand. That's your
Yes.
thing. It's not just, is it just modeling or you do outside of that too?
I do outside of modeling also. I started really more as an event planner before I became like a model coach because I always modeled. I mean, it's part of the business. I can use my own pictures as like my marketing. But I started as an event planner. I did it at my school in college, and I helped like my mom plan events for the family and everything. So I had a passion for it because you get to decorate things, explore your creativity, trial and error. And then I do marketing because I like to do things a little bit more organic because like I have a degree in communication, so I learned marketing.
Yeah.
And I always want to try to break the norm of like what is already in the media because the media is so brainwashing and it's just like, bro, just be yourself. Like it'll naturally come and you're supposed to align with who you want to align with. And that's what I do through like my marketing. Like everybody sees my social media page. You're like, you should have more followers. Like we seen your work, we seen this. I'm like, yeah, but a lot of people that I work with, they're a little bit higher quality, I would say, compared to like social media because they work with direct consumers because, you know, a lot of people use influencers nowadays. Honestly, if I didn't model, I would not have social media. It's so draining. Like
It
being,
is. It's a
like
lot.
being a
It's
millennial,
a lot.
you were like in that between phase. Like we're always outside doing all this stuff, but they were just really getting in technology and stuff like that. And watching it develop over the years, I'm like, we all being sucked into this right now. Like, we all stuck to our phones. Like, my niece will not go anywhere without her tablet. It is insane.
Yeah,
I
iPad
tried to
kids,
leave it,
man.
hide it. She will yell, iPad, iPad. Where's my iPad? I'm like, girl. I was like, when I was your age, the iPad didn't even exist. Like, chill out.
That's crazy to think about too, but that's yeah.
Yeah, but just trying to help people stay like organic and healthy too, because I do personal training. Because I had a knee injury that kept me from playing basketball, but it helped me find like a new passion for fitness to combine it with my modeling, because you hear so many stereotypes of models being on like different types of substances, eating disorders, all that. And it's we don't got to be like that. You just actually have to put the effort in and, of course, the money into your health. And you can do it. It's possible. I mean, I do it, so I feel like y'all can do it. So that's not a nutshell, but that's pretty much like what I do with my business. And that's why I call it the Amazon Goddess Experience, because you're just experiencing everything in the most authentic form, and whoever's meant to like work with you or be around you would come, and it would pay off financially and like emotionally too.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think especially like when it comes to like marketing a brand and things like that, like I studied a lot of that just because like I'm really into like building businesses and entrepreneurship and stuff like that, right? And like one of the biggest things is like I see it all the time. There's the videos of like, oh, you gotta like follow these rules or these trends, and like it just feels really forced in a way, right? And then like, yeah, sure, maybe you'll grow your account to like a few thousand or tens of thousands followers or whatever. But is it like, are those people really actually into what you're talking about, or is it just because you're following trends?
Yeah,
right?
and then are you into your own content, because you can burn yourself out too.
Exactly. Yeah. It's just not, it doesn't feel as authentic, right? But then like I think like if you have a lower account like following number, but you have more people who like actually like what you like and you're making stuff that you like, that's way better. It's more fun. Like, yeah.
Like, I had more views on one of my posts, like quadruple like my following, but my engagement beats my following 100%. And I'm just like, I mean, people ain't gotta follow me. It still pops up on their page, so I'm cool with it.
They're still watching. They're still watching.
It's like, well, some people that don't follow all the celebrities that they know of, but they just happen to like pop up on their page and everything. Like, I'm a big NBA fan. I ain't following all them players. There's too many people in the NBA. But like every once in a while they'll pop up on my feed. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. I'm a fan. Let me like that real quick. Stuff like that.
Yeah. And I know I know that your brand, Amazon Goddess, it was heavily influenced and inspired by your grandmother. Rest in peace.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to know more about that if you're cool with talking about that.
Oh yeah. If I cry, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Because like Willa Mae, that's my grandma's name. Willa Mae Farrell, that's my dog.
What's she like?
She was the realest grandma like anyone has ever met. Like she'll even tell you about yourself, but it comes off so sweet, like you don't get offended. She met my stepdad. I know he said this at her funeral. He was just like, because my mom is not his first wife. But he said like meeting her was refreshing because he hasn't met a mother-in-law that just made everything feel so warm, so welcoming and everything like that. And growing up with her, there were times where I got mad at my parents. I said I didn't love them no more, but I do. And I went straight to my grandma. I was just like, I don't know how you can deal with this as your child, talking about my mama and everything. Love you, mama. But just talking to her, it was just like talking to someone else, comforting, but hold you accountable at the same time, and like encourage you to do really anything. Especially because like she had breast cancer, so it left and then came back, but she didn't let that define her really, because this woman didn't even tell us her breast cancer came back. Like my mom just happened to like invade my grandma's privacy a little bit and talk to her about like her doctor appointment. And then my mom was like, so you didn't want to tell nobody? And she was like, I didn't want to bring anybody else down. And I'm like, oh my God, like girl, man. Like we all care about you. But she was so lively about everything. And she was a big person and advocate for just like taking the risk and like just really just doing stuff. Like my grandma took public transportation. I don't think in my entire life while she was still alive, I've seen that woman drive. It's either been all of us drive her or she takes public transportation. And there was one time she told me that she was trying to put me on with a bus driver. I was like, Grandma, what did you do? She was like, I was showing him your modeling pictures. And I was like, I'm trying to find you a cool. cool, great.
Okay.
But that's what kind of gave me the mentalities, like shoot or shoot. So I'm big on like shooting my shot just because that woman literally just talked to a bus driver. Granted, she knew the bus driver because that was like the bus she always took. So she always knew him.
It wasn't like a random person.
Oh yeah, it wasn't random. She knew this man.
Okay.
And then she was just really big on trying to get people together when they feel like it. She didn't want to do anything forced. It's really just like living your life and just trying stuff. And that's what I really like emphasize with my business. Like just try it. Put yourself in the uncomfortable situations. Like you literally never know. Like when I cut my hair off, that woman, she was more supportive. But granted, she was only that because I went to my mom's shop and cried to her and her coworkers while she was working. But she was just like, look, you did it. You know, hair grows back. You already had issues with your hair before. Like, you're going to be cool. Just feel it out and you'll be fine. And that's where I kind of got that mentality. Like, when something dramatic happens, like, feel out your emotions. Don't try to, like, hold it in. Give it, like, 24 to 48 hours. Once that 48-hour mark hits, though, you got to, like, chill out, get your stuff together, and keep it moving. Like, that feeling's still there, but you can't let it stop you and your emotion. And that's how she was, really.
Dang.
Yeah.
And you brought a lot of that into your brand now, huh?
Oh, yeah. Because she was really, honestly, the main supportive family member when I said I wanted to start my business officially, because being an entrepreneur, it's very risky. And my family's big on stability and knowledge and stuff. Like, I actually didn't want to go to college. My family said, you think you playing with us? Like, you're going to go to college. And I was grateful that they did that to me, because like having a degree is very helpful for like what I want to do. And kind of makes me a little bit credible. Now, I didn't have to go get my master's in business and stuff like that, but just learning from people around me, because I'm able to communicate with different type of people and I know how to market and write stuff. I'm like, okay, I can do this. And it fulfilled my curiosity of everything. But she was really big on that. She was like, just do it, because it's going to push you to want to do more, especially because a lot of my family members were against it, even like my modeling.
Really? Oh, man.
Yeah, like she was the main one that did not question me at all. She was just like, do it. I kind of upset my uncles a little bit. They thought I was going to be the next WNBA player. They thought I was going to go pro, all that stuff. I ain't gonna lie, I did too for a little bit until my knee just got knocked by this girl. Oh, I was so mad about that. But she just really honed in on, especially being an athlete. Like, we can't be an athlete forever. Like, what's the next plan? Like, we see a lot of professional athletes start dabbling into like their own businesses, going into like media broadcasting and stuff. It's just like, that's their backup plan. But that's when they're already in the career that they always dreamed of. Like, they didn't already have that backup, because some could have had a backup, but they're like, nah, I'm actually going to do this instead because I'm fully in it. Now I can see it.
Yeah. That's interesting. Let me ask you this then, because I think you'll have an interesting look into this. Do you believe in backup plans, or do you believe in like, oh, I'm all in on like plan A and that's it? And what kind of person are you?
I would say have multiple interests. I wouldn't say a backup plan, because I didn't even do my backup plan. I literally just based everything off of my interests. Like, I didn't see myself working in fitness. I didn't see myself modeling. I didn't see myself owning a business, but I do everything that I'm interested in now. So when I was still playing basketball, I wanted to be a chemical engineer. I just knew engineering paid and I was good at it. So I was like, okay, I could do this, go to school for that, play basketball, hopefully go pro. If anything, I'll just fall back on my degree after that. Like, that was like me having that plan. I mean, if I had to fall back on something, cool. Knee injury happened. I went my freshman year of college as an elementary education major, because I was like, okay, I'm good at school and I like kids. I didn't even want to be an engineer anymore. I just knew I wanted money when I was younger. I didn't care. Professional athlete, bank. Engineer, bank. That's all I need. I'm
Chasing
cool.
the bag.
Yep, that was it. But I was like, nope. But I knew I had this creative side of me, especially being in like band and seeing like different types of arts. Like, we even went to orchestra concerts. We had our own concerts. I'm like, okay, there's other creativity. I've been going to art shows, museums. So I'm like, I knew creativity was in me, just didn't know how. Dabbled in modeling, injured my knee. I think with that knee injury and going in as an education major made me realize I should tap into like the creativity. And then my sophomore year is when I switched to being a communication major. Still finished in 4 years, so I was happy about that.
Nice.
Did not want to stay in school longer than that, since
That's
I
good.
didn't even want to go. But I literally did not plan to do what I do now, like, at all. Mm-hmm. So I always just tell people, feed off your interest. Yeah. Don't do a backup plan, because what if your plan don't go well? You're going to get mad. I did.
Yeah, I don't know. Because I have mixed feelings about that. I think like a lot of people, obviously, no, a lot of people like having a backup plan because it makes them feel more like secure. And you probably understand this too, just because
Yeah.
like you say your family is from a more like security is important, right?
Yeah.
And my family, it's kind of pretty similar too. Like they're like, oh yeah, like it's good to be secure and make sure you're good and taken care of. Like, don't take risks if you don't have to, kind of
Yeah.
thing. But I don't know. I've always been a little bit more on the side of like, oh, plan A, all or nothing. Like, like that's just my personality though. Like
Yeah.
I'm a very all in or nothing kind of guy. So like if I'm doing this podcast, I'm buying the nice mics. Like I'm getting the lights. Like we're
doing
going all
all of
in.
it.
Like like. But then it also makes sense for like, because here's the thing too. If you plan something, right, and it doesn't go according to plan, then, and more, 99% of the time, it never will. Like,
Right.
however you want to play it out in your head, it's not always ever going to play out exactly the way that you think it will.
Oh yeah, never.
So like, then obviously, yeah, it does make sense to have a backup plan, right? But on the flip side, I think it's also important to not have a backup plan so you can learn how to think on the fly and
Yeah.
like learn how to pivot when you need to.
Oh, that's like my fashion shows.
what I'm saying?
Something always goes wrong. I'm like, all right, cool. This is fucked up. Great. What am I gonna do now?
Yeah,
And I
yeah.
have like a small time frame to figure it out.
See, that's a skill I feel like a lot of people just don't, either they don't have anymore or they just don't use anymore of like, okay, plan A didn't work out. I don't know what I'm doing. What do I do now? And at that point, a lot of people, they just give up.
Yeah.
They're just like, oh, okay, I'm just going to sit on the floor and cry now. Oh,
Yeah.
well. But then I feel like, having that, it's a skill that you need to build up, right?
Yeah.
So like, you got to put yourself in those situations sometimes where you have no backup plan. And
Yeah.
You got to figure it out on the go. And
Yeah. No, and it's a good thing. Like people really test like their process. Like me, when something happens, I get so frustrated and I get mad. But I tell people just let me internally and like vocally talk to myself for like 10 minutes and then I'll be fine. Like I'll be like, shit's going wrong. Might shed a tear. Sensitive gangster, right? Might cry a little bit, but during my crying process, I'm like thinking of everything. And then once everything like clicks, but I always give myself like the max 10 minutes. I can figure it out probably in 2. Maybe 1 if I really put my mind to it, but I'm going to cry. I know I am. But that's just part of my process because I get so emotional because I do such an extensive planning process. But because I know nothing ever goes 100% to plan, I just prepare to start thinking about like a whole bunch of different things. But I don't start thinking about it until I get smacked in the moment.
Yeah. And sometimes you just need to let it out too. Like that's part of the
Yeah.
process. You just got to shed that tear,
Shed
Sensitive
that tear.
gangster.
Well, one time I didn't shed a tear. I did a fashion show last year, and me and my host, we weren't rocking with each other. It was cool. I knew, but I was having little baby hope because I did so much for that person. Still can't stand up. But just thinking about this person. But it did push me in a weird way because I didn't cry. Because I didn't plan on doing anything for my show besides sit next to my DJ and just watch everything happen. I had a backstage crew. I had security. I had someone at the front door. I had a host. I literally was just going to sit and be lit. And I had a few vendors there. I had an edible vendor there. So I'm already drinking. I got all my people set up, all my designers, my models. Cool. Crowds coming in. Started drinking, I took an edible. I was living my best life. Then I text the host, where you at? Basically, long story short, ain't coming. And I look around, I'm like, dang, I'm going to have to host my own show. Put my shades on and hosted my show. Didn't even have a moment to think. I'm like, I'm just going to do it. I ain't got time to go to this debate. I was really proud of myself because half the crowd could not tell I was lit. Now, my friends who came from Chicago, because the show was out here in Atlanta, they all knew. They're like, Aliyah. And I'm like, but I got through my show. That's all that matters.
Yeah, you did what you have to do. And you pulled it off, though. Hell yeah.
I was really proud of myself because I was wearing heels, too. Stiletto ones. It wasn't even the chunky heels.
Oh, jeez.
I was like, ooh, I got to get through this. And 2 designers made me walk in my show. I told all of them I was not going to walk. And one designer I wanted so bad. She was my closer. I said, I really want you in my show. She's like, are you walking? I was like, no. And she was like, well, I'm not doing your show unless you walk for me. And I'm like,
Wow.
Just don't tell the other designers. And then another designer who I asked to give me an outfit because I had to host last minute. I'm like, hey, can I wear one of your outfits? They're like, yeah. But then you got to come from my scene and walk in a different outfit. I'm like, y'all better stop bribing me. You ain't sure. So I walked like twice in my show, but it went really good. So I was really happy.
There you go.
Just a lot of things went wrong the day of, but no one would know.
There you go. I admire that about you. You're
Thanks.
one of those. You're definitely one of those people who you're just like, you know what? We're gonna figure it out and we're gonna do it. You know. Yeah, you're definitely a hustler too. I'll say that
Oh, yeah, thanks.
in the best way possible.
Yeah, I got to, man. I chose a route that half of my family don't like, so gotta keep it pushing.
What's your thoughts on hustle culture and entrepreneurship?
Oh, it's not it's not all rainbows for sure.
Amen to that.
I wouldn't say it's not for the weak. It's really challenging for people who would consider themselves weak, but they actually find their greatest strengths through that because they're put in situations that they would not be on a regular day, a regular 9 to 5 and stuff like that. But it really tests people's ability to navigate through society, I would say, because you got to think about like things you're investing in, how the media is, how the government is. And it really challenges people, but you have to be self-aware too at the same time. Like I accidentally, and I'm saying accidentally because I was just so in emotions of everything. I did not realize I was doing this to myself. I suffered from exhaustion. Very terrifying story, actually. I passed out in my apartment, but I don't know how long I was passed out.
Oh,
I came home and I think I just got done with a work shift and I had to go help a client with something. But I didn't probably get more than 3 hours of sleep for like the prior 5 days before it happened. I got home. I knew I was texting my girlfriends in our group chat and it was daylight outside. Next thing I know, I wake up on the floor and it's dark outside. And I was just like, I think I just like passed out. Like all my stuff was on the floor, everything I had. I mean, it was crazy. And I was just like, I mean, apparently I didn't lock my door. So, I mean, if someone had to come check on me, thank God my door was unlocked. But yeah, I passed out and I went to the doctor. They said I was exhausted, like dehydrated, which was crazy. They said I was dehydrated, but I carry a gallon of water with me everywhere. So I was
yeah.
like, dang, did I like slack on my water that day or something? And they just said, asked me if I was getting sleep. I kept it real. I was like, no, not really. But I was really in the grind. And it happened out here in Atlanta. I was really in the grind of like really trying to build up my clientele. I was trying to leave a 9 to 5 I had at the time. I definitely know that. And I actually stepped away from fitness. So I think I was in the like sauna spa industry and just trying to keep up with that, my business and my own fitness. It just got to me. But it taught me a life lesson for sure on balance. While still trying to do what I want. And I think because I had like this people pleasing mentality a little bit with it because my business is so people based. It's just like if they're not happy, I feel like I need to do more. So I learned not to really do that anymore. But it was like a good life lesson for me because like I've been a people pleaser like my whole life. So when like that moment happened, I was like, dang, it kind of sucked that I ended up in the hospital, but it taught me like I really have to learn balance if I'm gonna have a business and everything like that. And I keep a 9 to 5 to balance everything and to finance my dream of everything. Because sometimes people would have to take a break being an entrepreneur. Like, you know, their business gets draining. They might have a dry season and it's just kind of discouraging. But like having something else on the side that's like, you know, that security is really good. But you learn a lot about yourself. But when people get into it, they really have to choose something that is a passion for them or like a very strong interest, not just something like, oh, I bet I can do this because everyone else is doing it. Like being an influencer. I ain't gonna be no influencer for real. I will never claim that. But I'm also a model that knows like it's hard because I actually study the craft and everything, know the origins of being a model. And nowadays, a lot of the gigs, especially like fashion weeks, for example, no disrespect to like any actual influencers because that is a job on its own, especially to build up your platform. But going to fashion weeks, like you're literally taking stuff that I've like trained so hard for, invested in, and all of this because you got more clout than me on social media. Like that's crazy. But it's like I also know they worked so hard. Like I work with an influencer. His name is Mostem. Was like he grinds so hard for like what he does to get his influencer status, and I can't even knock him for it. Got him into modeling a little bit. I reached out to him. I was like, oh my God, an influencer responded to me. But like getting him kind of into like the modeling thing, and then him teach me a little bit about being an influencer, it's just like, dang, this is a lot. This is crazy.
It's a grind for sure.
Yeah. So it was just, you learn so much in it, but balance is really, it's hard to find, but like once you find it, it's like way more satisfying and worth doing what you love to do.
Do you think that you can find balance if you want to be great?
Great in what sense though? Like
you want to be the top in your industry. Is there such thing as balance?
I feel like it is with sacrifice. So you can honestly find a balance with things. Like I know, I'll use me for example. So I used to be a really big party girl. Every once in a while I'll come outside, cool. But I knew that for what I want to do and how I want to build my clientele, me going outside is realistically not a thing anymore. I thought about working in nightlife again to make a quick buck to like finance something, but I know I can't do that. Like I'm just gonna have to balance it out with something else, like give myself a different type of satisfaction. And that's why I put more into like my fitness. So I found a new balance. I was just like, yeah, every once in a while I'll celebrate like a birthday or like somebody's like anniversary for something. And me going to the gym a lot more, and it balances out. I mean, thank God my 9 to 5 is working in a gym. Part of my business is training people. So I created my own balance. So you can create your own balance, but like finding one, no. Creating one, yes. So I would say it like that.
Okay. Nice. That's awesome. I agree. Yeah. I don't know, because I obviously grew up watching a lot of like the Kobe mentality kind of thing, and like a lot of like the motivational stuff is like, oh yeah, like you got to sacrifice everything if you want to be the best in the world, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I mean, it makes sense. Like once you're actually in doing something like building a business, playing basketball, doing whatever, like you do understand that there are sacrifices you have to make. Like there's some parts, there's no shortcuts.
Yeah.
You have to give up some things if you want this, right? But I'll tell you this. Like, so I'm a photographer, right?
Yeah.
And before I tried doing like freelance photography, like 100% purely freelance, that was going to be how I made my money, right? And because I loved photography. It's fun. It's something that I had a passion for, something that I felt like I was good at. But it was just like after a certain point, I was taking jobs that I didn't really want to, but rent's due. Your bills are due. You got to pay. So it took so much of the actual like joy of photography out of it for me, and I was like, man. I don't even like doing this anymore. And it was really sad actually, because I was like, man, this is something that actually once brought me a lot of joy. Like I loved doing it. And now I look at my camera and I'm like, oh, like it feels terrible.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, like, so that's why I was like, is there any way like for any business owner or like anyone who wants to do their own business or anything like that, like, is there a way that you can have fun and have that balance of like, okay, I'm not always working. I'm not always like grinding, trying to get my next client. I'm not always doing this and that. But I can still have fun with it and still be really good at building up what I want to build, So I'm like, that's something I'm still trying to figure out myself too.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely a process. Like personally for me, I know I'm going to be in the fitness industry, even though sometimes it makes me so mad. Like my job is pissing me off. But for like what I want to do, being an entrepreneur and still actively modeling, because that's another thing, like I'm still trying to balance until like how we were talking before, until I decide to nudge it where I'm like not retired, but I'm not doing as much work in front of the camera. Every time I try to leave the fitness industry, I end up coming back because of the flexibility that it has, but it's also a consistent income flow. Like I worked in retail actually for 6.5 years, but a lot of the modeling part of everything that I wanted to do took a hit because I couldn't do a fashion show, I couldn't make a rehearsal, I couldn't make a fitting. And I was just like, dang, it's just like this job, like, yeah, I'm good at my job and it's cool, I'm making good money, but it's just like, it's not what I really want to do. I'm just here to get a check. But then when I even tried the sauna and spa industry, like, yeah, it's relaxing, it's cool, but I don't really get to talk as loud as I naturally talk and abruptly with people. Like I get to do in fitness. Like I kept going and leaving like so much with fitness for so long. I'm like, I'm just gonna have to stick with it because when I was like right before the pandemic and it messed up everything. I was working part-time in a gym. It was perfectly fine, but I was doing acting, modeling. I was training models. Like I was making my money. I was living my best life, traveling, went international, all that. And then the pandemic happened. I'm like, so coming back off of it, it was just really hard for like modeling and acting for like people to really get it back into the field because, you know, the social distancing and everything. So I dabbled back a little bit into retail, but then I was just like, what happens when everything opens back up? I know I'm not going to stay at retail. So got back into fitness and I went on the management side of stuff because I used to be on the trainer side and found out it was very, very flexible. Like I can have consistent income. I'm good at that job. I actually enjoy being in that environment while I still get to do like all my other stuff. But it was a lot of trial and error with jobs. Like every once in a while, like right now, it's kind of hard for like me specifically to find a job. And I've been a hiring manager, so like I get it, and I'm not really like mad about it. Of course, I'm frustrated with myself because I knew those were the risks I was taking. But like on my resume, like I don't want to show like a big gap, but it also shows that the longevity of a lot of jobs that I've had didn't last that long outside of like working for like ASICS, the retail company I worked for. Like that was the longest job I've ever had. Like I'll probably be like a couple years at a job or like a year, maybe some months, whatever happens at that job. But that was the only job that showed like longevity. And a lot of people are concerned about that because it's just like you hire somebody, then how soon is it going to be before they leave? Like we're looking for people that we can develop, like promote, all the other stuff. So I know like that's another big risk, especially just really any creative or business owner would take is because you're, especially being a business owner, you're gonna have to make adjustments to accommodate for the industry that you're in. Like I'm in the fashion and modeling industry and entertainment because I work with artists too. So it's like my life is always all over the place, just like my personality. So I'm just like, I need something that's not going to get mad about me, like moving stuff around. And I just I had to stick with fitness. So like every once in a while I suck it up with my job. No job is ever perfect. I don't care what anybody say, but it was very flexible. So, I mean, they can find it. It's just, it's a process. You'll find it one day, but it's going to be a process. It is because
100%.
trial and error, you never know, especially with how quick things are changing just in the world in general.
100%. Yeah. Nice. On this show, one thing that I like to do with the guests, I actually have these playing cards.
Why you got them cards?
No, they're fun, man. They're fun. So what we like to do is it's just a little game that we play, and then I'll let you pick one that you like, and on the other side is a question that we can answer together.
Oh, okay. First of all, who designed these cards or where you get these? These lit.
These are lit, right?
Yeah. Oh, this is hard.
Yeah. Which one like speaks to you?
That one. This
All right.
one.
Let's do that one. Wait.
I know.
Wait, what?
This is so trash. Okay. If you had to perform a talent show tonight, what skill would you perform? Bonus points if you could do it right now. This is so ghetto.
Do not say singing.
Oh, absolutely not. I mean, I can perform for sure. Because even though I can't sing, karaoke is my jam. It's all about the performance. I can do that.
That's true.
But I would say, I can do sign language. I can do that. I can perform that.
You know sign language?
Yeah.
How fluent are you in sign language?
Oh, I ain't fluent, but I know some stuff. Like for my final
Teach me
project.
one thing. Yeah, teach me one thing.
Okay. I mean, clearly, like, listen.
Okay.
Yeah, so listen. And then this is song.
Song?
Yeah, it's like a melody.
Oh, okay.
Oh, try.
Try?
Yeah. Because I'm like, that's T, try.
Okay.
I'm thinking of it because I did the song "Listen" by from Dreamgirls and everything. Because we had to
Oh,
do it. We had to sign a final project, and we either had to like create this video or perform it in front of the class. I performed it in front of class. I ain't doing no video because what if I mess up? It's like it's documented. I was like, in person, I'm just go big or go home.
oh, dang. Okay. It was a sign language class that you took? Dang. Okay.
Yeah, if I stayed an extra semester, I could have had it as a minor too. So I did a lot of like sports management classes because I was really into sports because I was like, oh, maybe I'll do like sports broadcasting. I'll be like one of those little anchor people. Nah. I'll be like on the couch at home.
They'll have to censor you. They'll be like, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Oh yeah, see, that's another thing. I gotta tax people because I'm just very, very open. Like when I work with these kids that I'm with on every Saturday, because I do model coaching, I have to censor myself so many times, especially when they start doing certain TikTok trends. I'll be looking at them. I'm like, y'all are children, bro. And I just keep calling them bro. They're like, why do you keep calling them? I'm like, because you guys are not my age. You guys are children. I was like, I have to keep remembering this. My boss will be looking at me. I'm like, I can't say anything right now because I know myself. Or I'll just scream. I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't. Because I really can't. The kids be cracking me up.
Dang. I mean, honestly, that just goes to prove my intro statement of you. I really don't know. Like, you do everything. You know sign language. You do all these things. Like, you play the flute. I didn't even know you were in band before this.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
what the heck? Dude, we could go hours talking about the things that you do.
Oh, yeah.
But we're going to, just for the sake of time, we're going to wrap things up here. Before we finish off, we do one last thing. I ask all of my guests, what's one life lesson that you've learned that you want to share with me or to the world?
A life lesson. Oh, closed mouths don't get fed. And that goes with like everything in life. Like I said, I wanted to model and I attached myself to the hip of my mentor, Blake Martin. He's an international producer. He does like literally everything. Like now he's on the director's side, like doing plays and stuff. And it's really cool. But he even gave me the opportunity. I asked one day, I'm like, I want to produce a fashion show with you. Whole time he asked me one day, do I want to co-produce the Black Woman Expo fashion show in Chicago with him? And I did it. And I was like, ooh, okay. I said, like, man, I want to go international. I was like, I started talking to the people I needed to know. I've been to Paris Fashion Week, Milan Fashion Week, next is London Fashion Week. So I'm like, okay, cool. Like I did that. Even with just like friendships and like relationships, like my friends, I was people with my friends, but I was like, you know what? Let me just start telling them how they be making me feel. And that's how you really find like your true friends that you really need in life. You don't need a lot. You have a lot of acquaintances, but like people that are actually your friends, like say how you feel and see how they're open with like discussions. And that's also with like relationships because so many people, I will say women too, it's not just men. I experience it with men, but men and women, they're so manipulative with people. And you really have to consistently keep speaking like your voice and your opinion because you don't want to waste your time really, especially if like you're dating and if you're running to people with or without kids. Like I got lucky, like someone that I was like recently seeing, think I ain't got no kids because a lot of people that I be dealing with got kids and they go back to their baby mama, don't got time for that. But like I told him like I'm really big on like open communication and like he was just like, okay, cool. Thought I was lying because a lot of people be manipulating people. So I'm like, no, like I'm being like dead ass. Like we're just gonna keep it open. Especially if like if you're tired of me, let me know. Like you don't gotta tell me why. Just say, hey, you know what? I'm cool on this. Bye, bro. And with family, I have a interesting relationship with my mother. It's not the best, but it's not the worst. But like I even go to therapy because I need someone to be able to talk to. And she always told me she was a really big advocate on closed mouths don't get fed too, and just expressing to my mom whether I get the response I want or not, like how I feel about certain things. Now, granted, it took a while. It took me honestly moving out the state to like be very firm on like what I'm saying. Cause like I'll mention something like when I was younger and I used to like live around her, live with her, and it kind of just got brushed off. So I let it get brushed off. But really like kind of standing on like my feelings of everything. It opens more conversations. Again, not the best, not the worst, But it's more satisfying for me because like now I can move forward in like life, like just have a better understanding like how I was raised, who raised me, and like kind of how I want to go about stuff. And it like trickled into like everything because I tell people when I do business, I'm very particular on how I do it. And I stand firm on it because a lot of people are like, oh, you should try this or you should try that. Nah, I was just like, y'all like working with me because I'm like this. I'm not switching up. I might be more accommodating, but I'm not switching up my style. And me standing firm on business, it put me in the right rooms that I want to be in. And overall, like, again, sensitive gangster, I'll go through my emotions of everything because I'm a crybaby. I ain't gonna lie. I will own it. One of my area managers at work, he was like, you know, you're like our crybaby. I'm like, I know, but I still get the job done. They got me a name tag that matches my tattoo, Miss Make It Happen, because my mouth ain't gonna be closed, bro, because I'm gonna say something. Now, granted, is it reckless? More likely, but shit's gonna get done. But if I ain't say nothing, who knows what would have happened. Like, I almost quit a job that I love because I kept my mouth shut with a boss that was low-key racist. Not even low-key. He was high-key racist.
Dang.
And when I brought it to my area manager, he was just like, no, 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 no. You're going to say something about this because if you don't, what happens to the next person that goes through this? And I'm like, that's true. Because what if they don't open their mouth? So, and then that's actually the first company too that was so supportive of me going against racism, especially in the fitness industry. Like, I'm a Black woman in the fitness industry and I'm in management. Like, women in management in the fitness industry, highly disrespected. And the fact that I got supported through that while being a Black female manager in the fitness industry, I fucked with that heavy. So I'm like, okay, I'm clearly not gonna keep my mouth shut around these people. I'm gonna be respectful, of course, but yeah, all aspects of my life, it works out, especially like with my health. Like, I have sciatica, arthritis, no cartilage in my knee, like all that stuff. And I used to be stubborn, real bad, real bad. But I started like talking to a few of my friends that are also into fitness and health and like recovery. I started mentioning certain things. Like, I do stem cell. Like, have you heard of that?
Stem cell?
Yeah.
A little bit, but I don't know too much about that.
Bro, that stuff be lit. So we did like vendor days at my job, and I actually had them do it on my hip where my sciatica is. Oh,
wow.
yeah. So I was like, I need that.
Okay.
But it's just because I said something about it, and someone that's actually into it, they have like their own business. He was like, try it out. And I did. And I was like, okay.
Seems like this is nice.
Yeah. But yeah, it literally dabbles in every single aspect of my life. To sum it up, like, closed mouths don't get fed. Like, you have to say something because you never know what's going to change in your life. It could be for the better. It could be for the worse. It could just be a learning experience. But that's what I would tell people in their life. Speak up. Turn me up.
Turn me up. Turn me up. Oh, man. Awesome. Aliyah, thank you so much. This was fun.
Yay. High five.
Great. If for all the audience and viewers at home, if they want to find you or follow along with your journey, where can they find you at?
All right, y'all ready for this? Okay, so on Instagram, you can find me at either the Aliyah Farrell, like the singer Aliyah, but with one A in front, and Farrell like Will Ferrell. If you don't know who Will Ferrell is, you're crazy because people still say Pharrell and it drives me crazy. Where is the PH? Like, it is F-E. Or my business page where you can also see the other people that I work with at the Amazon Goddess. You'll see my logo.
Right here.
Right there. TikTok, you find me at the Amazon Goddess. That's where you see my personality outside of modeling. I'm a little bit of a crackhead energy, but it's cool. And then on YouTube, also at the Amazon Goddess Experience.
Awesome. And I'll link all those in the description below. Thank you guys for watching another episode. Peace. That's a wrap.
Yay!